kids, Comic Book Man here to remind you that the Alternate Reality Spotlight Sale begins on February the 15th and it runs through the 20th. It'll be a whole week of savings here at the store. And what's the spotlight on this month? Women creators. That's right. All my trade paperbacks featuring female creators are going to be buy two, get a third one free. Now, which women creators are we talking about? Fine folks like Jill Thompson, Devin Grayson, Gail Simone, Elaine Lee, Catherine Immerman, and many, many others. They'll all be here at the store, and for that whole week, you buy any two, you get a third one free. That's only here at Alternate Reality, so stop on down.
The DC room is packed with comics. Now let's unpack with some comic book news.
Hey, pardon me for interrupting.
DC Comic Book News Episode 23, A Symphony of Copious Notes.
Hey kids, how you doing? Comic Book Man here. Welcome to my Video Outhouse. It's time once again for DC Comic News. And joining me in the Video Outhouse is a man who sends me all the DC Comic News that I post on the website.
Bo, how you doing, kids?
It's Bo. How you doing, kids? And we're here to talk about DC Comic News. First story up we got is about the Watchmen. DC is committing a mortal sin in the comic book universe. Watch them do it. Watch them do it and call a pope. What are they doing, Bo? I can't believe they're doing this.
There are rumors that DC's planning to do prequels to the Watchmen. Now,
Such a bad idea.
Well, you can't do a sequel because the book didn't exactly end in sequel ways.
No.
But what's really interesting about this is the fact that the guy who's been stopping DC from doing this for a long time is former president and publisher Paul Levitz. And Levitz and Alan Moore don't exactly get along, but he's been the guy fighting this. Well, he's no longer president.
Oh, then Alan Moore will really get along with Dan DiDio or whoever's in charge right now.
Apparently this idea is all coming from Dan DiDio. Now, what's really goofy about this is, in order for them to do these things, they have to offer them to Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons first. How long is it going to be before you hear Alan Moore's head explode? Gibbons hasn't exploded. Gibbons basically went, what?
Well, Gibbons probably just says it's a bad idea. Moore, on the other hand.
Oh, I can see internet posts for miles and miles of him saying this is a bad idea. Now, if they pass, then DC can do this. And if they do this, then they've got to find creators who have the balls enough to do something this stupid.
Oh, there's always someone dumb enough out there to do something like that.
Dumb or new?
There's always, well, it's both.
Yeah.
Well, no, it can't be new, because if it's new, people won't care. It's got to be an established name. So which established name out there? And apparently Jonathan Ross, who talks about comics in England, he says that he's talked to a couple of people who've been offered this, and they haven't said yes, but some of them haven't said no yet, and he wouldn't mention any names.
Well, Neil Gaiman did Whatever Happened to the Cape Crusader, which was a sequel to Alan Moore's Whatever Happened to the Man of Steel. Neil Gaiman had no problem following in Alan Moore's footsteps. Now, I'm not saying that he'd do this, but
Grant Morrison might, though.
Anyway, speaking of Paul Levitz, whoops. Legion of Superheroes. He actually is going to be doing this at some point before we all die. Of course, he'll do it then and nobody will care. But he's doing this.
He's doing it in May. His Legion arc will involve the Green Lantern Corps, and will introduce new members to the Green Lantern team. He says the book will not have a set roster because there's 25 Legionnaires, and so you're not going to focus on 25 people every issue.
Yeah. He
also says that his Adventure Comics run will set up the origins of the Legion and explain why Superboy always wants to go up to the 31st century.
He's like a salmon returning back to the place that spawned him.
Could be.
Someone up there he loves.
Someone up there he loves. War of the Superman. War of the Superman is coming, and one of the hallmarks of War of the Superman will be a battle that lasts 100 minutes. How does that work?
Well, people went, okay, if the storyline is War of the Superman, and the Superman fight in super speed, then how long could that war possibly take? 4 or 5 minutes?
100 minutes.
The war takes 100 minutes. It'll be a little thing. It'll be written by Sterling Gates and James Robinson, and every issue will take place within like a 24-minute time period. And this is all part of the War of the Superman.
So there'll be 100 of them?
No.
124-minute comics.
There'll probably be 3 issues or so.
Okay. Miniseries.
Three issues of the miniseries, yeah.
Okay. Blackest Night. Blackest Night is getting ready to wrap up. What's going to go on?
A lot of changes. One of the things we've already noticed, and DC's been sitting the promo from it out, the star of the first couple of issues of Brightest Day,
yes,
Aquaman.
Aquaman, really?
And by
Arthur Curry Aquaman?
Yes. There's a Dave Finch thing on the internet. By the way, that Brightest Day symbol,
yes,
that is like a symbol that when this is over with, a character's going to have this symbol.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, there are going to be some changes in Green Lantern. Tony Bedard and Adrian Silver are going to take over this book, Green Lantern. Of course, you're going, Well, what about Peter Tomasi?
What about Peter Tomasi?
He's going to do a new book, which is going to be Guy Gardner-oriented, called Green Lantern Emerald Warriors with artist Fernando Passarin.
They always want to hook up Warrior with Guy Gardner, don't
Yep.
they? Some way, shape, or
I think
form.
it's a copyright deal.
Hook up the word Warrior with Guy Gardner. Okay, last story we got. Whoop. David Hine and Arkham Asylum. What's going on with Arkham Asylum?
David Hine has done basically 2 Arkham stories. This is the second part of a proposed trilogy.
Oh, really?
He'll be finishing up his little Arkham storyline with a 2-issue arc in Detective Comics, which is called Under the Mask in April. It'll be the first Detective Comics which doesn't have Batgirl, because after the March issue shows up, Batwoman, they're going to kick her out of the book.
Are they going to kick her out of the book?
They're going to kick her out of the book.
Angry Bocephus!
And so this will finish off Hine's little Arkham trilogy. In Arkham, he says, you know, I've done enough of this. I'm done with this thing. The Arkham thing's going to be over with when I'm finished.
Hey, Bo, how's your life?
Oh, my life's fine.
Oh, you got one. Good. Anyway, that's it. We're done.
You show a little emotion, and they wonder what's the problem.
Turn it down a little. That's it. We're done. We're finished. We're out of here. Angry Bo's going back in his box.
I'm not angry.
Until next time.
You wouldn't like me if I was angry.
Yeah.
He's juicy.
Let me show you Bo when he's happy. Let me show you Bo when he's angry. So there you go. You can read more of the news that he sends me. Oh, give it a rest. That he sends me that I post up at the website at Sarah.
If you haven't figured it out yet, the website is www.myalternatereality.com.
So stop off at the store's website, read all the news that Bo sends me for DC Comics, and until next time, this is Comic Book Man.
And Bo saying so long, kids, and remember, be nice to everyone.
We're not done till I say bye.
Well, say goodbye then. What are you waiting for?
Action.
Bye.
I haven't used that trick in a while. All that's left is the alternate reality side.
Which is crooked. Hey kids, it's me, your TV pal Comic Book Man, to remind you that the February Hero of the Month here at Alternate Reality is none other than the Todd McFarlane immortal creation, Spawn! That's right, Spawn. All of our Spawn trade paperbacks at Alternate Reality are 25% off all month long. Now this isn't the junky stuff, this isn't the overstock, this isn't the stuff I can't get rid of. It's every single Spawn trade paperback in the house. We got Spawn, we got Violator, we got Hellspawn, we got Medieval Spawn, we got Sam and Twitch, everyone from the Spawn universe. And it's all 25% off all month long here at Alternate Reality. Alternate Reality is located at 3149 West 111th Street. That's the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in Chicago, the beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood neighborhood. You can always reach us at 773-881-HERO or at the store's website, www.myalternatereality.com.